Alright, we're currently at 0 frames dropped. That's a good sign. Ah. Okay, good, it works. Hopefully, this still works when I go back into Geometry Dash. What is that? What is that and why? What is... Do I have to do this? Yeah, just masterful. Very well done, me. Drop frames, it's still at like 2%. Why? But in any case... Why is it not? Okay, there we go. Alright, now I can finally start the stream, I think. I really hope. Alright, hello everybody. Today is stream number 3 of Digital Descent. So, off stream, I got 72 again, yesterday I believe, and then today I got 42 to 100 for the second time, just before I left to, you know, actually do stuff, and then got it very quickly again just now. So, don't know what today's gonna be like. My eyes are not doing the best, so I have to reduce my expectations ever so slightly. So, I just want to, yeah, like I'm already. That is okay. Can I get past that, please? But yeah, I mostly just want to get my second half consistency is, I'd say, in a really good spot. So I just want to work on the first half today, if nothing else. Yeah, like, see, what am I doing? Like, that, I can't blame that on my eyes, that's just me being bad at the game, but I will blame it on my eyes anyway, because... Yeah, again, what do I look like? Someone that takes accountability whenever I'm bad at a video game? No! That's the furthest thing from what is actually possible. Also, I got Mega Hack back, so now there's all my usual stuff. Granted, it's positioned slightly lower than it usually is because Absolute made it so that it doesn't interfere with the pause button anymore, which, you know, makes it a little bit harder to see sometimes. Ironically, makes it a little harder to see, but. Yeah, I'm so tired of being stuck on the Technology Trilogy. Like, I really just want to move on to Bloodlust. But I can't go to Bloodlust early because the fraction of OCD that I have would just kill me for it. But I am really excited to move on from this. You know, I wonder where I would be at right now if, after dropping Lumina, instead of doing the Technology Trilogy as, you know, Extremes 22, 23, and 24, I instead did the RGB. Because, like, I think the RGBs generally... Don't get me wrong, the Technology Trilogy, overall, the levels are better, and I say overall because, you know, at least Digital Descent still looks amazing even if the gameplay is on a similar level to Sonic Wave. But, like, I can't deny that the RGB is a lot better for, you know, getting you better at the game. So, you know, I don't know. okay. Ugh. My nose started itching in the second half of Mannix. Alright, well, at least I made it to Devon. Why did I just see frame drops? Alright, well, I made it somewhere, even if my attempt died to a really stupid place. So I think I'm going to pass 7,000 attempts on this level. Either pass or be really, really close to by the end. Which, you know, that's kind of insane. And the funny thing is, I was talking to EJG Psyched, and he was like, how do you take, like, no attempts on things? Because, like, because he's been with me pretty much ever since Ethereal Artifice, where I took, like, 2.2k for what was at the time a third hardest. Now I've moved it down manually, because, you know, looking back on it, Endless Dream was way harder, even discounting all the, you know, the mental stuff. Alright, cool. I mean, I got past Stetzer, so I will gladly take that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that entire, oh my god, stop frame dropping, please. Internet, why? But yeah, pretty much the entire time that pretty much that entire attempt, I was thinking about my nose. Which is ridiculous. Like, why would I be thinking about my nose? But yeah, I don't know how I take so few attempts. Like, genuinely, I have no clue how I take so few attempts on most things. And even then, I still have, like, so many pre-practice attempts. Like, I'd say on an average level, anywhere between, like, a third and a half of my final attempt total, like, a third to 2/3 of my final attempt total is from pre-practicing. Like, for example, Artificial Ascent. Yes, I ended up with over 9,200 attempts by the time I beat the thing, but the thing is, like, so many of those old attempts were like old attempts or attempts where like I was so bad that I had to use no clip to pass Zobros in practice mode. Like, so like 5,000-6,000 of my attempts on Artificial Ascent came from there, so only about, like, let's just call them 3,500 were new. One thing I will say that's, like, good about this level as compared to Artificial Ascent is that the nerves don't start as early, so it's a lot easier to, like, keep your composure. Because, like, with Artificial Ascent, you know, I would get nervous as soon as I passed Anthrax, which was, you know, at 36%. So, like, there's some nerves when I pass Devon and Etzer, but, like, they're really not that bad. Like, I can still very easily control myself when that's happening. So, don't know how it'll be with Carmel since I haven't gotten there from 0 yet, but generally when I've gotten to Galva, my heart rate's only been, like, 120 around there, if I had to estimate. So yeah, that's one place this level wins over Artificial Ascent, at least. What? But yeah, I think the only... Like, past the initial 42 to 100 run, I think the only time I've really been, like, super nervous on, like, a far attempt on this level was the first time past Devon, because, again, fluked the rest of Devon, fluked Etzer, fluked Lugia, and fluked Laser Blitz, so I fluked nearly an entire quarter of the level, so, like, obviously there I'm gonna be nervous. But, like, getting to Galva the second time, and even, or getting to Galva the next 2 times, I wasn't dealing with nearly as many nerves. And even then, like, even with the first 71 attempt, you know, I wasn't actually that, like, my heart rate was maybe, like, 150 at most, so, like, still definitely a lot, but I'm still able to control myself fairly well. I think with me, like, around 160 or 165 is my threshold for, like, I'm just not able to control my... I'm, like... The more it gets past that, the worse I get at controlling myself. So, I think the one exception to that thus far has been Black Wizard, because I must have been at least, like, 180, 185. Because, again, giant fluke. Ah, 58 again. Okay, cool. Yeah, but, like, even then, heart rate's only, like, 100. So, yeah. Don't know, it's probably gonna be, like, significantly worse once I get past Caramel for the first time from 0. But, whatever. That wasn't even nerves, that was just stupid. So I think an interesting contrast with this and Cybernetic Crescent, and Artificial Ascent, I guess, is that a lot of the decisions to do with the level speed feel a little bit forced, like, I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, a lot of things feel like they would fit better in, like 3 speed, not double speed, because, like, that's a little bit too slow, but, like, for the most part, I think triple speed is perfectly fine for most things. But, like, a lot of the places that this level uses quadruple speed, it doesn't feel necessary. Like, it feels like it's mostly there because, like, oh, this thing is new, we need to use it. And, like, using another Viper's level as an example, using, like, Subsonic as an example, that makes sense because, like, the song is at, like, Mach 79 for the entire time. So there, you know, all the using quadruple speed in excess feels necessary, but with this it doesn't really feel like that. Although that is probably a big reason why I don't have beating the Sonic series on my radar, because I'd want to do every single one of them, and Subsonic I think that's just way too fast for me. I was wondering when I died at Devin's Wave today. Alright. I mean, look, I'm getting consistent. My consistency with the first half is catching up to that of the second half, so can't be too mad. Although looking at chat is not helping. Subsonic is false advertising. Yes, exactly, BritDarg. That is literally exactly what it is. Like its name is Subsonic, so you would expect it to be like really, really slow, but no, it's like I think it spends more time. I haven't looked at this exactly, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it spends more time in quadruple speed than every other speed combined. Yeah, but like almost any of the names that you suggested in that part of the opinion series, almost all of them would have fit better. The only one that I'd say wouldn't have fit as well is Sonic Plus, just because that sounds like a premium membership for like a Sonic mobile game. Huh? Subsonics are still like fighter jets. Yeah, also that. But yeah, that wasn't nerves are stupid. That was just what? But 65, again, all I could really ask for today, especially with my eyes in the condition that they are, is you know, to get some consistency. So yeah, honestly, I think part of the reason Subsonic is named like that is because of like the development structure of the series. Because like it was just Super and Ultrasonic for like the longest time. And then, you know, Hypersonic was created, and then the team realized, oh wait, we want to capitalize on this, but we have no idea what to name the level, so they just picked a random prefix. Like, that is literally just I think you got it spot on. Huh? Okay, that was a stupid death. Like, there's no other rationale for that death. It's just me being dumb. But, you know, I got to Galva, so. And I'm also pretty sure that was, like, the attempt after 65. So. So, you know, I'm just taking the W's where I can. So I guess that begs the question, if, you know, and this is not gonna happen, like, let's just be clear, this is almost certainly never gonna happen. But if a 5th Sonic level were to be created, what prefix would they use? Because, like, on one hand, you've got what if you wanted to be a venture capitalist, but God said Digital Descent 69? Oh god, now I'm imagining Digital Descent as like a meme coin. But yeah, like they can't use super, they can't use ultra, and they can't use hyper. But like next to sub, pretty much anything goes. So I don't know about you, but I am partial to the term Ubersonic. Even as much as it sounds like it is a rideshare. Actually, no, that also sounds like a premium like Uber membership. But like, you get my point, right? I would hope you get my point because it was originally your point. How did I survive that swoop in Viprin? Like, I was touching the saw. I should not have lived that, so I can't even... They can't use Megasonic, that's taken. So, but like, let's be honest, the Sonic series, like the spin-offs, those are not prefixes, they do not count. Because I know one of them's just like, okay, I guess Electro makes sense. Cause like Sonic you usually associate with like sound or lightning or something like that. So, you know, in that vein, Electro makes sense. But Panasonic, outside of being hosted by a terrible person, that's a brand of consumer electronics. Like, did we really need an entire level made around consumer electronics, especially considering it's only about 3/4 of the level because the end screen is at like 77? I was thinking about the swoop again. How many times do I have 71 in total? Only twice? I thought I would have it way more than that. So is Electrolux a sequel? Yeah, Electrolux is the Panasonic sequel. And I don't know what it is. I think it's just because a certain someone just wanted something that sounds cool. And the funny thing is, even after the fact, even he was like, yeah, don't play this level, it's complete garbage. You know, I think a really funny idea that I just thought of would be like during the time that the Monster Gauntlet, like the creator contest was happening, something like that was submitted for the Monster Gauntlet that was themed around Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. That would have been peak. Oh. But yeah, Electrolux, what even... Okay, now I'm curious. Electrolux. Why? Why are you naming your levels after those things? I don't get it. Like, is there some like... Is this some, like, modern art meme I'm not getting? But yeah, that would have been a very funny, that would have been a really funny joke submission, if nothing else. That would have been peak, but you forgot this is when we thought Damson's empty deco was epic rate worthy. Yeah, fair enough. I think that idea is more suited towards like 2023 raid standards. Although I'll be completely honest, I really did not mind that, you know, the standards were basically Dansman was the standards like benchmark, because it still felt like making a rated level was like, it still felt achievable in some way. Now, not so much. Although then again, Infernito got rated. Although, I'm gonna be honest, like, I do like Infernito. Like, I think it's a cool level. I've beaten it. It's actually like quite fun. And also, I think a lot of why it was rated was because of who made it. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, Tride's don't get me wrong, Tride's still a better creator than me. Like, I really like a lot of his levels, like Solar and Fallen Club and the platformer one he made, and even What the Base to an extent. But like that was not, he can and has done so much better than Infernito. Honestly, at this point, Galva is harder than Etzer. Or not, Etzer. Galva's harder than Devon. Like, this is genuinely absurd. How do I do this? Yeah, that is... I'll give you that. That is true. Although Bruno Mars does go... In my opinion, that goes quite hard. Although then again, that is like me naming my... extreme Ariana Grande. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty frustrated. Because that's 5 Galva attempts, and none of them have gotten to the UFO. So, you know... I mean, like, yes, I'm happy that I'm, like, making it to Galva. And at the same time, you know, I would like some new progress. Especially considering, like, the rest of Galva is really easy. But yeah, for what it's worth, I'm not going to go with Ariana Grande for my Ariana Grande Extreme. That's just... I'm probably gonna go... The name I had in mind was... Okay, I needed to do the swag out. But yeah, the name I had in mind for that level is Aphrodite. Because, one, it fits with the song, considering the song is called God is a Woman, and two, it just sounds cool. Like, maybe it's just me, but the thought of naming my level after a level after, like, a Greek goddess, that is cool. Unlike Miwen Machine Gang. Like, I don't think there's any gods or goddesses named Miwen Machine Gang. But, like, how do I solve my issue with Galva? That is so bizarre. God is a cube. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what, if this was like 2017, then yeah, probably. Because, like, I feel like a lot of levels were just, like, named after the song, or, like, something very close to the song, so... Yes, 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 yes! I died to somewhere stupid, and I don't care. Yes! Oh my god. Okay. Brick Dark! Oh my god. Yeah, as I was thinking about, in the Etzer ship, like the big Etzer ship. Oh, right, I need to update the title. 78%. That is a really stupid death, especially considering the rest of Carmel is pretty much free, but like, I don't care. But yeah, like, when I got to the Etzer ship, the last attempt, I felt like something around this area of my neck just start to, like, twitch really weirdly. So, yeah, in that instance, the fact that I made it to Galva at all on that attempt is a miracle. But yeah, and, like, surprisingly, I didn't feel that nervous. So... But yeah, that's the first time on stream that I've gotten a new best by more than 1%. So, I'm happy. So, yeah, that's the first time I've ever gotten to Carmel from 0, and the first time I've ever gotten to Galvatron 3 times in a day. I'll read that message after this attempt. Have you heard of Project Hail Mary? I have heard of that, actually. Yes, I have heard of that. One of the places that I heard of it is that they had Ryan Gosling. They had Ryan Gosling. So this is a bit of an intersection of our interests. They had Ryan Gosling come onto like the Jeopardy stage and do a promo for that, and like it was some clue about. I want to say it was like an ACL, like you know how you tear your ACL. And Ryan responded, "What is IDK?" Basically, as it suggests, as a Hail Mary, and then as it turns out, the IDK was an acceptable alternate for ACL. Speech bubble death, exactly. So I have things to do, like, pretty much immediately after I end stream today at, like, 7:20, but once I'm free, I'll make a speech bubble out of that, because I think that's funny. Huh? I've been to the pier they were filming on several times. You visited your city, your city in, so I'm guessing, you mentioned that you live in California before, right? Like, before going back to the UK? Or are you talking about where you live in the United Kingdom? Where you live in the UK, got it. That was the wrong time to think about frame drops. But no, it's much better today. It's only 0.9%, so that's not bad. But actually, yeah, how far are we in the stream? Let me look. About 40 minutes. You know, just... Oh, yeah, that is fair enough. You know, my finger's actually... So first, I need to update my Discord status. Because, yeah. Screw it, let's make... Just to give my finger a little bit of a break. Let's make the speech bubble image. Where was it? I think it was right here. Yeah, it was right here. That is still, I think, one of the funniest deaths I've ever had. Uh, 2x speed. No, actually, no. That's the opposite way I want it to go. There we go. Half speed. Yeah, I'm gonna make it into a speech bubble image. Discord has taken its toll on me. She said Discord pinged too many times before. Alright, now. Actually, no, wait. I'm gonna... There we go. And then... Speech bubble... And this also functions as a break for my finger, not PNG, generator. Speech meme. There we go. There we go. All right, can you guess the song? I like referencing songs. This Discord has taken its toll on me. She said too many times before, actually, I don't know. It's gonna be so obvious once I hear it, but for now I have no clue. Use ChatGPT to generate a 100% completion video so you can move on to CC. Yeah. I've never actually used ChatGPT before. The only time that I've like come even close to using it was when I asked my friend to like generate an essay, or not. Okay, let me rephrase that. I did not ask him to generate an essay. I asked him to generate a thing that looked like it generated an essay. So it was like sure, here's an essay on blah 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 blah, written from the perspective of blah 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 blah. Because I was writing an essay for my first year writing class, and my topic of choice was artificial intelligence, so I wanted to, for one of the things I learned from that professor, who by the way is one of the best professors I've ever had, or one of the best teachers I've ever had, I should say, one of the things I learned from him was how to make to give your essay like a good hook. So I had the idea of starting it in a way that makes it seem like I AI generated it, even though I didn't. Before moving on to... Because I've not had a shotgun pointed at to my head to do such, yeah. God, my finger really hurts for some reason, ow. I'm gonna try up arrow for a little bit, see if that helps. Worst comes to worst, I can just practice Galva to the end a little bit. Okay, it's definitely less painful to like use. I can use that as a speech bubble death as well, but I'm not going to. But like, yeah, it's definitely a lot less painful to use like the surface of like the place where your fingerprint is, rather than just like the tip of the finger. But that comes at the cost of me being a lot worse at the game. Why? Alright, I'll go back to mouse, I guess. But yeah, by the way, BritDarg. So if you remember how we watched, it was like January, I want to say 3rd, and we hopped into Discord call and watched A Toast to Love together. If you wanna do that again at some point, I found a video of someone watching each of the bottom 10 rated movies on Letterboxd, and like giving his thoughts on them. And it's actually like a fairly entertaining video, even if I'm not as super into movies. Yes, I have seen how Pop-Off clicks his mouse. It's very funny. Bro, just like you've definitely seen the gif of the guy just like slamming his desk until like a bunch of his keys break. But like, yeah, that is how Pop-Off clicks. Who could forget? Yeah. I feel like Nepesta, Cursed, and Pop-Off are like the three. When people think of really good GD players that click their mouse really loud, they think of those three. Or at least they did think of Nepesta for a while, and then he changed desks and his clicks were no longer as loud. Which I think was mostly because his desk was like 2025 looks like an actual. Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's see. What am I being sent? Oh. You see, I don't know Maroon 5 songs. I mean, like, I know, what do I know? I know Girls Like You, I know, Moves Like Jagger, I know Sugar, and I know Animals. That's it. That is the extent of my Maroon 5 knowledge. But yeah, I watched the video and I think it was called Swiped. I found that to be at least interesting bad as opposed to just bad. So maybe. Although the funny thing is, when I went to search it up, I wasn't using Letterboxd at first. So when I went to search it up, I found another movie also called Swiped that released last year. That was like it was more a documentary than anything. That at least from the poster looks a lot better. Maroon 5 is a formative band for me. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't think I'm supposed to be up there. Just a theory. One Republic, yeah, that's the other one. They've been around for like ages. I remember I was at Great Clips earlier today, and Shawn Mendes song started playing. I think it was There's Nothing Holding Me Back, or at least that's the lyrics that I remember. And neither my mom nor I could remember like if he had started solo or if he had been like with a band first and then had a solo career. But I want to say, because I feel like it was either One Direction or One Republic, but I could just be completely wrong on both counts. Oh right, Payphone. How could I forget Payphone? And then I think there was also, I think it was called Memories. I know the lyrics were like, here's to the something that we got. I'll continue that thought after this attempt. What? One Republic. Yeah, I was gonna say it was one of the two ones. Oh yeah, I do know what Counting Stars is. I know that one. But yeah, I was like, here's to the ones that we got. I think I know my choir performed. I want to say in my freshman year of high school. So that's how I know it. But yeah, Adam Levine has a very interesting voice. I think it's Adam Levine anyway. There's a lot of Adams, I think. But yeah, that easily should have been a fourth Galva attempt, but I'll take the forbidden number. Because that is still a far attempt. Hi Swagrout GD, how are you doing? That's another speech bubble death. Shut up, phone. How long have I been going? While. Adam, yeah, Adam. You know, if you don't jump at 56 in Stereo Madness, you will be saved by an invisible block. I find that dubious. That is all I will say. But yeah, do we even know like who else is in Maroon 5, or is it, or do 90% of people only know it for Adam Levine? I would imagine that is the case. Okay, I don't care. I don't care at all. Heart, hello? Can you, like, beat fast so I at least know that you're still going? But yeah, I feel like He was on Bang Bang. Yeah, that is fair. I mean, all I know from that area is that Phil Collins is Phil Collins, but I don't even... Oh god, what was it? It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't know. Hi, GMD Demon Ganger. GMD Demon Ganger. Actual... I swear to god I could hear the blue screen of death from inside my brain. Now, is there another Bang Bang besides the Jessie J song? Good attempt, yeah, definitely. Hopefully, I will learn for next time to not hold for that long. So yeah, don't need to hold that long. But yeah, now hopefully, Genesis, right. Because I know he's in one of, I thought he was in Genesis, but wasn't 100% sure, and that's like... But yeah, now hopefully what does not happen is that I get hard stuck at 78. But yeah, I was like really, not the... Yeah, see, the only Bang Bang I know is the Jessie J song. But yeah, to be honest, you know, with how the music landscape was in 2014, or whenever Bang Bang was a thing, I would not have been surprised if that was somehow... But yeah, I don't think I've ever actually heard of that artist. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it just Kanon? Because my brain is saying that, but the other half of my brain is telling me, no, it's different. You know it's different. I've remarked this before, maybe not on stream, but I've remarked this before, that I think a really, really fun job for me to have, if I wasn't, because like there's a lot of jobs that I think would be fun, but I realistically can't do because I am just, because of, you know, all the issues that I'm just dealing with, like chronic illnesses. I think a really fun job to have would be Taylor Swift backup dancer. Like, I think that would be incredibly fun. Either Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande. And in either case, I get to work with one of, if not my favorite, with a pop artist that I really like, so it would be a win. I sent the good bang bang. All right, bet. Yeah, and honestly, the other bang bang, the Jessie J one, is honestly just uncomfortable to listen to now, mostly because of the person on that song that is neither Jessie J nor Ariana Grande. Oh my god. Welp. Okay. Honestly, like, as much as I want to be mad at that, especially considering my ratio of levels that or extremes that I've died to the last 10% to has just gotten worse. I do not care at all. That's just funny. Yeah, but oh my god. I just got 92. It's like less than 10 minutes after. You know, I think that's a really good place to end the stream. I am literally, there's no way that I can be mad at that. Like, there's just no way I can be mad at that. So, okay. And the funny thing is, I was actually, like, really calm up until that point. So, yeah, I don't know. Alright. Yeah, that's a really good place to end the stream, I think. I don't even care that I got... Okay, yeah, that was a little bit of a nerve death. I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, I just couldn't tell where I was. But I was actually, like... Hang on, I need to... Stop turning off iPad. Yeah, so what is it that I am watching that I may want to see? But yeah, 92 on Digital Descent. I don't even care, that's 2 new bests in a day. I don't care. I broke through the Galva mine block. Now, hopefully... Now, I am unfortunately going away for the weekend, so I will have to lose my consistency. But, like... I'm not even worried about that, because, like, if I was able to pick this back up this quickly... Because, like, I only started playing it again yesterday. If I'm able to pick it back up this quickly after not playing for a week, I'm guessing 2 days will not be any bit of an issue. Alright, I will check that. But yeah, 92 on Digital Descent, somehow. So, yeah, I'm gonna head out, and I will see you guys probably on Monday for stream number 4. So, yeah. See ya.